You've likely experienced this, a chaotic white blob splashing against your morning espresso. But that same chaotic splash morphs into a perfectly symmetrical heart. These results are governed by three primary variables: the velocity of the milk, the angle of the cup, and the timing of the pour. Before attempting a design, you need two materials: a fresh shot of espresso with an intact layer of crema, and milk steamed into glossy microfoam. This diagram shows our physical workspace. The curved bowl cup on the left allows for smooth internal fluid flow, while the straight-walled cup on the right disrupts that flow, making it difficult to control where the milk settles. Working with the correct vessel allows you to execute the foundational heart shape, which serves as the structural basis for all advanced pouring designs. Begin by grooming your materials. Give your milk pitcher a firm tap on the counter to break any large surface bubbles, then gently swirl the liquid. Your target texture is microfoam. The surface should be free of visible bubbles, looking more like melted ice cream or glossy wet paint. This diagram illustrates the 30-second degradation rule. If microfoam sits too long, the aerated foam separates from the liquid milk, making it impossible to pour a clean design. While managing your milk, swirl the espresso inside your cup. This smooths out the surface and creates an even layer of crema for the milk to glide over. Perfectly homogenized materials are the mandatory baseline. Without them, the canvas is uneven and the technique will fail regardless of your hand movements. We start with the base pour. Hold your pitcher exactly 3 to 4 inches directly above the center of the cup. Release a thin, slow stream of milk. You want it to hit the exact geometric center of the espresso pool. This high pour creates the force to pierce the crema, diving beneath the surface to fill the bottom without disturbing the top layer. Conversely, pouring too low washes out the crema, leaving a muddy, low-contrast background. This phase is purely about building liquid volume beneath the surface, while preserving a dark, pristine canvas on top. Stop pouring entirely when the cup is half to 3/4 full. This pause marks the transition to the drawing phase. Tilt the cup 30 to 45 degrees directly toward your pouring hand. This diagram highlights spout proximity. With the cup tilted, the pitcher spout drops physically inside the rim, millimeters from the liquid. But held flat, the liquid level remains too low for the spout to reach the surface, preventing foam from resting on top. Controlling this physical distance determines whether your milk sinks invisibly or floats on the surface to create your pattern. Resume pouring directly into the center of the canvas, but with a sudden, confident increase in flow speed. The increased flow speed forces the white microfoam to stay on the surface. Instead of diving, it begins surfing across the crema and blossoming outward. As the shape expands and the cup fills, slowly level the cup flat to prevent liquid from spilling over the edge. Hesitating here will starve the shape of momentum. A slow pour prevents the design from expanding wide enough to fill the cup. A decisive, medium-fast flow rate provides the physical engine that pushes the design across the surface. As the cup reaches maximum capacity, slow the milk flow to begin the final maneuver. Raise the pitcher straight up into the air by approximately 2 inches. Draw this thin, elevated stream from the back of the shape directly through its center. This animation shows the fluid reaction. Moving the stream through pulls the edges of the circle inward, forming the heart's arches and point. Without that vertical lift, the spout drags through the liquid, pulling an asymmetrical blob through the center, destroying the design. This cut is the final step in shaping the design, turning a simple geometric sphere into a recognizable heart. A symmetrical heart is the standard benchmark of foundational barista skill. Success depends on 2 distinct phases: pouring high and slow for the base, then dropping low and pouring fast for the draw. Practicing this dot and cut sequence builds the muscle memory required for every latte art pattern in a professional catalog. Even complex designs like rosettas and tulips are built by adapting these same foundational movements. Focusing on these underlying fluid dynamics allows you to replicate complex patterns by controlling the physics inside the cup.